In Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant, Robert Kiyosaki provides practical advice on how to achieve financial freedom for those of us who feel trapped in the rat race. In this book, which is a follow-up to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki goes deeper into how people earn their income and why it matters. The Cashflow Quadrant offers a simple but powerful framework that divides income earners into 4 types: employees, self-employed, business owners, and investors. Kiyosaki observes that most of us spend our lives stuck on the left side of the quadrant, chasing security whilst trading our time for money. Here are 8 key lessons from this book. Lesson number 1. If you want to achieve financial freedom, you need to move to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Here's why. Let's start by looking at the left side. E stands for employee. In this quadrant, you have a job and you trade your time for money. S stands for self-employed. In this quadrant, you own a job. You're your own boss, but you're still trading time for money. Now let's look at the right side. B stands for business owner. In this quadrant, you own a system and have people working for you. I stands for investor. In this quadrant, your money works for you. This picture illustrates that people on the left side of the quadrant, the E's and S's, work for money. People on the right side of the quadrant, the B's and the I's, have business systems, people, and money working for them. Kiyosaki argues that true wealth is built by moving from the left side of the quadrant to the right side. Lesson number 2. Most people who call themselves business owners are actually just self-employed. Kiyosaki explains the difference. A self-employed person's business relies entirely on them. If you stop working and your money stops coming in, you're self-employed. A true business owner owns systems and hires people to run the systems. You are a true business owner if you can leave the business for a year or more and return to find it even more profitable than you left it. The challenge that the self-employed have is that they're often perfectionists who don't want to let go and don't want to let other people in. If self-employed people want to be true business owners, they need to convert who they are into a system that other people can run without them. Lesson number 3, build a business before you become an investor. This was the advice that was most unexpected to me, but here's Kiyosaki's explanation. Building and managing a successful business teaches you how systems work, how to hire, delegate, manage cash flow, and solve problems without relying solely on your own time. Kiyosaki says that this understanding of systems is critical for becoming a smart investor. Without it, you're more likely to make emotional and uninformed investment decisions. He also says that when investing, too many people focus on the product rather than the systems behind the product. Kiyosaki believes that the discipline and financial intelligence you gain in the B quadrant will give you the skills and mindset needed to succeed in the I quadrant, where the risks and rewards are much higher. Lesson number 4. Diversification is not a winning investment strategy. Kiyosaki observes that people on the left side of the cash flow quadrant, the employees and the self-employed, are naturally security-oriented. That's why they seek secure jobs or start small businesses that they can control. And when it comes to investment strategies, people who seek security talk a lot about diversification. Kiyosaki argues that diversification is not a winning investment strategy. It's a strategy for not losing. In Kiyosaki's view, successful and rich investors don't diversify. Instead, they focus their efforts on a few investments, requiring them to become smarter and more intense in their thoughts and actions. Lesson number 5. When investing, don't turn your money over to a financial expert. Due to a lack of financial education in school, most people turn their money over to a banker, financial planner, or stockbroker. Kiyosaki points out 3 problems with this strategy. The first is that you may have to wait until you're 65 to find out if your financial advisor did a good job. If they did a bad job, you may have to work for the rest of your life. It will be too late to invest or learn about investing. The second issue is that financial advisors are not experts in the I quadrant. Most are employees in the E quadrant working for a paycheck or self-employed in the S quadrant working for fees and commissions. The third issue is that financial advisors are not incentivized by how much money you make. They are incentivized by how much money you park with them in the long run. The longer you park your money with them, the more money they make. Real investors don't park their money. A true investor's money is always moving and acquiring new assets. Kiyosaki calls this the velocity of money. Kiyosaki recommends becoming your own investor by learning how to invest, which brings me to lesson number 6. Before you invest your money, invest in yourself. Kiyosaki observes that most of us are trained to be employees. We're not taught how to make money, build businesses, or invest wisely. Kiyosaki says that the most important asset you have is your mind. So start learning about money, business models, assets, and investing. This is the real education that schools never taught us. The more you learn, the more confident and capable you become, and the more opportunities you will see. Lesson number 8. The rich don't invest for retirement, they invest for freedom. Most people, especially those in the E and S quadrants, invest with one goal in mind: to retire someday. They put money into 401ks or superannuation funds or index funds and hope that by the time they're 65, they'll have enough saved to stop working. Kiyosaki points out that the rich, especially those in the B and I quadrants, don't wait until retirement to enjoy life. They invest to create financial freedom as soon as possible. They achieve this by buying income-generating assets like rental properties, dividend stocks, or businesses that cover their living expenses without needing to trade time for money. They don't invest for security later in life. They invest for independence today. Kiyosaki argues that the real goal isn't retirement, it's choice, the freedom to decide how you spend your time, where you live, and who you work with. That's why rich investors focus on cash flow, not just capital gains. And it's why they shift their mindset from how can I save enough to retire to how can I build enough passive income to be free. Lesson number 8. Start small, learn fast, and fail smart. Kiyosaki argues that people on the left side of the quadrant struggle to cross over to the right side because they're too afraid to fail. The problem with this is that real learning and progress comes from doing, not just thinking or planning. The rich know that failure is part of the learning process. Kiyosaki encourages new investors to start small, test ideas, and treat every mistake as a lesson. Don't wait for the perfect moment. If you like this video, you might also enjoy my video on Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I've linked below. If you're new here, I read one self-help book every week and share my key takeaways on this channel. My aim is to grow 1% better every week, both in life and on this platform. I'm on a mission to achieve financial freedom in 7 years and love exploring topics like finance, productivity, and happiness. Let me know in the comments, what books should I read and summarize next? Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to follow me on my self-help journey. See you at the next one.